Given the rapid developments in equity markets, what is Mayar's strategic plan to diversify into advanced technologies such as AI, smart devices, and emerging pharmaceuticals? Is there just a discussion on that?
Well, I think that goes back to first focusing on where we have a competitive advantage. Uh, there is no point trying to chase something just because it's gone up if we don't believe we have, if you don't have a differentiated view versus the market on a stock, on a position, whatever it might be, even at a global portfolio level, not just sort of our fund, then why should you do well? Like, why should you outperform? Like, the only way you're going to outperform is if you have a differentiated view in the market. Otherwise, the market is fairly efficient in pricing things in generally most of the time. Obviously, there are times like now where we think the market is inefficient and overprices certain things. But that should be your first question. The first question you ask yourself: what differentiated view that I have in my either information, thinking, psychology, analysis that the average market participant does not have? And if you don't have one, then the odds are you're not going to do well. I think when it comes to AI, I prefer kind of our AI, Aubrey intelligence, is my favorite type of AI. But history tells us that the front runners in technology almost always, and I say almost because there are some exceptions, don't end up winning long term. So it's called the first mover disadvantage. And so you often want to have a bubble when a new technology comes in. And there's no doubt that AI is a transformational technology. You want the bubble to pop and then to look through the kind of rebel of that bubble and see who survived, who's actually in a better position. And often it's the people who come up after the fact who end up winning. So I still think when it comes to AI, we're at the point where it's going to be very hard to predict who ends up winning. Certainly, valuations make it so that even if you bought the whole thing, the odds are you're going to lose a lot of money. I don't think it's priced for kind of a positive return. I really think it's priced for a negative return right now. And then you said about kind of pharmaceuticals and kind of emerging smart devices. Again, I don't think we have an advantage. We like to stick to our knitting. We like to play in areas where we think we have an advantage. And you don't need to. One of the most beautiful things about what we do is you don't need to have an opinion on everything to do well over time. You just have to have the right opinion on a handful of things that you own. It's okay to say, I don't know how much XYZ is worth. And I think Buffett uses a baseball analogy where you're sitting at bat and people are throwing balls at you and you don't have to swing and there are no strikeouts. And I'm sure Aubrey's going to come up with a cricket analogy like it. But the point is, people feel like you have to have an opinion about everything, and you don't. Like, I think on most things, the right answer is I don't know, and you just focus on the areas where you do know, and just have the patience to wait out periods like this one, where the things that you don't know or don't have an advantage just happen to have their day in the limelight. But these things do turn, and they're painful, and they last longer than we'd like. But that's just these things do go in cycles.